Happy graduation. It has been my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Do you always ad lib when you give commencement speeches like this, or
Well,
any of these?
Yeah,
speeches?
I mean, what I like to do, and I sort of said this to the graduates, I like to have sort of a blueprint in my mind of where I want to go, beginning, middle, and end.
Right.
But beyond that, I really prefer, and this is, that works for me, it wouldn't necessarily work for everybody, but I really prefer to then be there in that moment, seeing what's happening, how my mind's working, whether other things occur to me or I decide to cut and run quickly. All of those options are real.
Right,
but
right.
I enjoy it. If I thought I only had to read something that I had already written that didn't react to the unique experience of all these people gathered together on a rainy day, et cetera, it would take all the fun out of it for me.
That's true. It makes it more original, and that's great.
Well, as the interpreters had come up to me beforehand and said, "Can you give us an idea of what you're going to say?" I said, "Well, you got to understand, a lot of this I'll be hearing for the first time too." So,
do you have any special, outstanding memories of Northern Essex, and of course about Haverhill?
Well, for me, Northern Essex, when I hooked up with Gene Bowles, who was teaching theater here, and the two of us, along with another student, Debbie O'Carroll, got a mime company together, and that led me to study with a wonderful teacher, Tony Montanaro, years later in Maine, and so we had a lot of great times here, doing summer performances under a circus tent where the white face was melting off of us. Funny stuff.
What was the message that you wanted to get across to the graduating class of 2004?
To avoid the pitfall of thinking only of the future or dwelling only on the past. To really, I think one of the keys I have found, and one of the reasons that I love improvising, is that in the moment, if you can stay as present as possible, you can be planting the seeds for all kinds of things in the future. But I use the anecdote about the guy playing Hollywood Squares who wasn't really looking at the board because he had an idea in his mind where he wanted to be, and it happened to clash with what was going on in the game.
Right.
So you have to be adaptable, you have to be present, you have to always know that life's journey isn't really about getting there, it's about being in the journey itself.
Excellent.
Take care, Larry.
Take it easy, Tom. Thanks.